Hey, Jeff here, your reviewer of New England Brews, and welcome back. But today I'm not reviewing a single review, I am reviewing several beers because I am at the 14th annual New England Homebrewers Jamboree in West Campton, New Hampshire. And this is a great event that raises money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. They've raised hundreds of dollars over the years, and I'm going to try to share with you some of the sights and sounds that are going on at this event, plus review a few beers, so I hope you stick around. Sampling the one that's been sort of the hit of the show so far. A lot of people are talking about this. It's from the South Shore Brewers organization of Massachusetts. It's a triple IPA at about 9.4% ABV, and there isn't much there for me to kind of... I tried to record some of these earlier, but they gave me about this much, and so it took me a few minutes to kind of, set up my camera and all. But it's, as you can see, maybe just for that small amount, it's a cloudy sort of hazy copper color with a bit of amber. And the aroma on this is actually quite good. The aroma actually comes in with a strong floral hoppiness to it, but a sweetness at the same time. And the taste, needless to say, it's very mild for a triple IPA. The hops are there. It's pretty noticeable and tasty and quite good, but also at the same time mild and subtle and not something that's really overdone in any way. So this is an excellent beer. This triple IPA from South Shore Brewers. Okay. Well, this is a home brew from the Worcester, Massachusetts organization, Worcester Wizards, and it's a hillside wheat, they call it. Kind of a nice sort of cloudy look to it, cloudy and good bit of head, and cloudy pale yellow. Now the aroma is also quite nice. Aroma on this one has kind of a allspice lemony, of course wheat, but also an allspice lemony sort of flavor as well going on here. Actually not too bad at all. The taste on this is actually quite vibrant. It has a strong citrusy base to it, almost like lemon, but not tart. The wheat is there, the malts are there, but it's also got this kind of tart lemon backdrop going on, which is actually quite nice.
Now the 7-barrel stout was so divine it made him cry. He had one after another and he ran that barrel dry. There were other beers to offer but he quickly ruled them out, saying nothing here could live up to that 7-barrel stout. Wrapped up with glasses, boys, and let me hear you shout. You'll never find a better beer than the 7-barrel stout.
Here's one from South Shore Brew Club out of Massachusetts. This one is their summer ale, about 5.5 ABV, and also somewhat hazy, cloudy, with a thin kind of foamy sort of white head. Nice aroma, but sort of a Pilsner aroma with a little more oomph, kind of a caramel taste to it going on. A sweetness going on as well, a bit of a bitterness and a sweetness, and really kind of a nice beer overall as far as the aroma goes. It's a summer. Good lacing on this one. Taste-wise is also quite mild, not very strong, but that's how summers are supposed to be. Maybe a hint of some sort of a citrusy thing going on, but nothing really that really stands out. But mild overall, a subtle maltiness and a subtle hoppiness altogether, but it's just very, very refreshing.
Is it like a spicy roller? Yeah. I know what I'm thinking.
Right. So I kind of got into that.
Here's a pumpkin ale out of Connecticut. There's a Connecticut Brewers group here. This is their pumpkin brown. Now, it doesn't really look overly brown. It looks more kind of a hazy, cloudy, copper amber, more copper in tone, with a thin head. But I think the head was a little thicker before I, did this review because I was setting up my camera. So, give it a whiff. Now, the pumpkin aroma is more of a pumpkin, a little bit, yeah, but more brown sugar and spicy in that regard. More brown sugar, I'd say, in that area is what I sense. But it's a very pleasing and enticing aroma. And let's give it a taste. Very sweet, kind of subtle but sweet, easy to drink. It's kind of not a bad beer at all. It's not as powerful as some of the pumpkins that are really out there these days that you can buy on the market. But for a homebrew, this is really a nice job with a pumpkin, and well, maybe a lighter in weight as far as body goes. Sort of a not quite watery, but a little more, better than watery. But you know, compared to some of the other pumpkins on the market, it's actually quite good.
Because I would rather deal with you. It's just so simple.
This one comes from BFD of New Hampshire, Brewers of New Hampshire, and this is their blonde Belgian style. And you can see it's got a nice sort of golden yellow color with a thin head that seems to be hanging out there for a good period of time, leaving a bit of a ring. Nice lacing on the beer as well. Let's give it a whiff. Okay, it's got a nice subtle wheatiness going on here as well. Sort of a pleasant light hoppiness, maybe a bit of the banana pear, but more the wheat kind of stands out on this than the light malts. Let's give it a taste. Okay, bit of a wheatiness again. The wheat is really true to the Belgian double style, with a strong wheatiness and not a strong hoppiness. That's kind of settled in the background, but actually a very nice beer. So, thumbs up to BFD. Barley wine from the Southern Maine Brewers group out of Sanford, Maine. And although barley wines are not necessarily my favorite style, but this has a nice color to it. Not as hazy as many of the homebrews I've tried today. It has maybe about a half finger or so of beige head. A nice, handsome looking, you know, mahogany brown color going on here. So let's give it a whiff. There's definitely a strong sugary molasses kind of caramel flavor going on in this particular one. And it's quite enticing. Not much in the way of hops, but more in the way of malts. Same thing, kind of a slight aftertaste, but nothing that's really too unappetizing or offensive in any way. Hops are really subtle and laid back, but the malts come on strong on this one, so it's actually kind of a nice little barley wine from Southern Maine. Well, I'm back home after spending the day at the 14th Annual New England Homebrewers Jamboree in West Campton, New Hampshire. It was a really good time, a lot of people there, lots of sunshine, live entertainment, and plenty of fine brews to try out. These are people who really love to brew their beer, and they love to share it with everyone. And I was certainly glad to be one of those people they could share it with. And I bet this organization today raised probably a couple of $1,000s, I would bet, for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Really good time. Hope you check it out if you get a chance next year. Thanks for stopping by.